Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to week 2. If you've done week 1 with us, if you're joining for the first time for week 2, welcome, welcome, welcome. This week is about creating habits. Many of us may have heard of it takes about 28 days to either start a new habit or break an old habit. Well, that is partially true if you're taking all of the 28 days to deal with the habit change. So, the creation of healthy habits will help eliminate the potential barriers to your success. So, this week we're going to talk about how to create new habits and get rid of old habits. Sometimes it's hard to reach a goal or be successful in an area just because of an old habit that we need to let go of. Maybe we have already implemented the new habits that we need to be successful, but there's this one or two old habits that are hindering our progress. So let's get into it. So we're going to create healthy habits using positive motivation. There's also a thing called negative motivation, self-efficacy, and ambivalence. So we're going to create healthy habits that's going to help us sustain our healthy lifestyle and help us to reach our goals. We're going to shine light on behaviors that have been holding us back. It can come, our motivation, like we've talked before, can come from within us or from outside sources. And to truly achieve full potential, like always, I try to empower you and encourage you. Just believe in yourself. Know that you can do it. Don't beat yourself up if you don't succeed the first time. Try again. Look for different ways to reach that goal. There's more than one way, and there's no set way for everybody. Creating healthy habits. I always believe that for you to create the habits, write it down, whether it's on an electronic device, on the tried and true pen and paper. Put it up in front of you, like so that you can see this, something that you can touch and see daily, if it's that type of goal that you need to be making daily changes. Or if it's something that pertains only to work and you just need to see when you're at work or different things like that, put it on the calendar, have a specific notebook for your goals or an app, different things like that. You'll more likely to be successful and more likely to continue tracking and increasing those positive habits. Actions are tied to a trigger by consistent repetition, which is why it is called a habit, a habit. Habits we do like automatically without even realizing it. So of course it's hard to break that cycle. You have to tell yourself, wait, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm doing this now. So you have to intentionally talk to yourself and stop yourself from doing the old habit and start doing the new habit. You can set trackers, you can set alarms, you can have an accountability partner, a friend, someone who will hold you accountable and help remind you. Didn't you say that you were not eating that? Or are we going walking later today? You need somebody to help you with those things. So just like we always say, if you get stuck, you can always schedule a one-on-one with us. Sometimes that's all you need just to boost you, give you the confidence and empowerment and encouragement to keep going. So when you wake up, you brush your teeth. That's a waking up is a trigger. Brushing your teeth is the habit. When you go to work, you grab a coffee. So you have to go to work. I must get a coffee. When you get stressed, which is a trigger, you eat junk food. So you know what? My nerves are bad. Let me go grab a snack or a piece of candy or something to calm my nerves down, or really bad habits such as the alcoholic beverage or something like that. Um, there are good and bad habits. We'll address them. This is a 12-week course, so this is week 2. By forming good habits, it'll help counteract the bad habits. We are not ever aiming for perfection, but always to be better, improve, and to be more successful at reaching our personal wellness goals. So I like to pause sometimes to give you a chance to read through things. Like I always say, if you want to be on the slides a little longer, just pause the video, and that way you can look at it and read it and take notes. Habits that we already adopted, they're just like second nature to us. So starting a new habit, you have to constantly remind yourself continuous efforts. You have to consciously talk to yourself. And over time, just like the other habits you picked up, those habits will begin to normalize. As with mindfulness, which is a recommendation to adopt in your daily lives, mindfulness meditation, it'll help you do things more authentic and not necessarily by a habit, such as focusing on your breath and seeing what it is that you want and need in the moment, and not necessarily doing it out of a habit. Like every day you get coffee for work. Well, maybe one day your body wants a smoothie or your body wants a brisk walk. So also taking that into account as well. So that would be incorporating mindful habits into your daily routine to help you reach your wellness goals by seeing what it is that you need. A lot of times we want to plan every minute, second, hour, but sometimes we just need to let things go and let it be. You can still reach your goal, like if you're wanting to eat better without having all 7 meals planned for the week. You can stop and go somewhere to eat because you're super hungry and you just need to eat, and also make a good choice at that moment as well. Feedback loops can be positive and help us perform the habit long term. So, such as having a chart, you said I did a good job, and place a check mark in the habit tracker or a reward. So, we have some trackers and different things like that we'll share as well. Um, yeah. Negative feedback is often associated with bad habits, such as cravings. When you resist a bad habit, negative feedback can be used with good habits. Feeling bad or discouraged for not performing the habit, negative feedback can be helpful in creating good habits. We will discuss both negative and positive. But today we're going to build your first habit, positive habit, something that's going to help you. And it's best to focus on one at a time. So for at least 2 weeks, choose a trigger to go with your goal, and don't forget to celebrate each time you complete your habit. Such as for me, so the trigger would be going to bed and the habit would be having dessert every night almost. So trigger, bedtime, routine, and dessert. So you can choose whatever, like getting off from work and having a glass of or many glasses of wine or alcoholic beverage, or waking up in the morning and eating a not so healthy breakfast, or going to a fast food joint. It's lunchtime, lunch break, going to a fast food joint every time, every time you get your lunch break. All right, so positive feedback loop example. So you eat chocolate, tastes great and gives you pleasure, right? So that's positive to you. It feels good. Not eating chocolate, not eating the chocolate creates cravings. Okay, so you don't want to crave it, you want to be happy. The feedback loop is set up so that you are likely to continue with the activity repeatedly, which leads to habit formation. So obviously, if you ate the chocolate and you vomit or you get severe stomach cramps every time, then you're not going to eat the chocolate anymore. So it's giving you positive vibes. So you want it more. So the feedback loop is set up to steer you toward doing the habit. You are more likely to stick to the habit. However, we have to turn the habits into positive ones. So, of course, the negative is the opposite. You dislike exercise and you experience discomfort when you exercise. So, you don't want to do it. Not exercising allows you to relax. That's even better. You get to relax and you don't have to be in pain, sweaty, hot, tired, exhausted. Could be doing better things, right? Well, is it helping you though? Is it helping you reach your goals? Is it helping you be happy and achieve the success that you want in life? Negative feedback is set up so that you will not perform the habit enough to truly form it. So you'll do it from time to time, but never get consistent. So during these sessions, you're going to learn that things sometimes it's going to be tough. Sometimes you won't feel comfortable. Sometimes you'll be super happy because you have success in reaching your goals. And sometimes you'll be mad or upset because you have to change. You don't have to change, it's totally up to you. But we want you to be happy. We want you to live your dream life. We want you to be successful and reaching your goals. And you are not alone in this. So while we're learning this together, we as the practitioners, we are striving for the same success, healthy dream lifestyle as well. So we're here to support you. So the previous examples, why unhealthy habits are easy. Like they're comfortable, they feel good. We don't have to push so hard and be out of breath. Um, we like to take the easy route in life. Sometimes determination and stubbornness can allow us to push through the resistance and create habits that you are pursuing. So you have to look up at the top of the hill and put your goal up there. Just imagine there's a hill and your goal is at the top of the hill and you're at the bottom and you have to get to the top. You want to get to the top. That is where not your happiness lies, because you should be happy in each moment. but that is where you have fulfillment and that is where you want to be. So you have to walk towards the hill and the goal and look to your right and left and see all of the obstacles that are in your way, things that are hindering your progress, and figure out what do I need to create to get past these hindrances and these obstacles? What can be eliminated? What can be added? So you can add a new habit and eliminate an old one or a bad one. So you can take that bad habit and turn it into a positive or good habit. Or you can start by trying to at least eliminate a bad habit. And the other option would be to start by creating a new good habit. So you're going to create healthy habits. Remember, it needs to follow a trigger because that's going to help you remember. And it's going to help you set a time frame for your goal and relate it to something that you do basically daily. So if your trigger is something that isn't daily, it's going to take longer for the simple fact that it takes about 28 days to change. So it'll be about 28 encounters versus days. So for me, trigger bedtime routine habit, having dessert every night. Um, so one could, like I said, eliminate the old habit, which would be basically having no dessert, creating a new habit, which is having a more healthy dessert, such as fruit, maybe with a little chocolate dip versus a slice of chocolate cake or whatever. Um, and another one could be elimination, so not having it every night, maybe once a week or something like that. So you're going to write down your trigger, could be the morning alarm, mealtime, getting home from work, after an event, or after going by your in-laws or your own family. Maybe they stress you out. So you do something afterwards that makes you feel better. So then you're going to write down the habit. And how will you celebrate once you create that habit? So I also have a habit tracker that I will share too if I haven't put it up already. So it's going to be a habit tracker. There's one where you can write multiple down, and it goes across 30 days, so you can track, you can circle like if you did it that day or not. Um, so your feedback loops, list examples of how positive feedback loop is creating a challenge for you, such as, oh, but it tastes so good. It helps me relax at the end of the day. And I just love it. Like, I don't see anything bad about it, except for the fact. So for the challenge with me is that you're not reaching your weight loss goal. So the positive feedback loop will assist with reaching the health goal because it's going to encourage you to now reach your weight loss goals. So it's going to encourage you to do it less, do the thing that's not helping you reach your goal less. So I'm going to do more on the negative and positive feedback loop to delve deep because it is a lot. All right, so positive and negative motivations. Triggers creates habits. Positive habits is what you want to celebrate. All right, so let's add some positive motivation so that we could be successful at reaching our goals. So, example, if you don't like to exercise, here's some ways to add some positive motivation. So you can start by finding things about the activity that you enjoy, such as maybe you love to complete the exercise. Like you're happy knowing that I did it. Yes, I finished. Awesome. Or you enjoy the sweet juiciness of a fruit. Maybe you love to do it with someone. You don't like doing it, you don't like to exercise or do whatever it is alone. So getting a friend or family member to walk with you or do whatever you're doing. Creating habits is always easier with a friend, even if that person is not participating. You can call them, or you can talk about your meal prepping for the week, different things like that. Sharing healthy recipes. If you don't have those people in your lives, there's also Meetup and so many different clubs and groups that you can join out there that people are would love to welcome you in. Like I said, using those trackers and those apps so you can add the check mark once you've completed the exercise or once you've eaten that salad, or you can also log if you do things like MyFitnessPal, new different programs. There's so many out there. So you can track that and just review and watch your success build up. That's going to create more empowerment and joy for you. Check it off. And maintaining the streak can be very satisfying and rewarding. Getting yourself outdoors, if it's related to exercise, can be more enjoyable than walking on a treadmill. A treadmill is great to have because on those cold or super hot or rainy days, you can still do your workout. Enjoying your meal on the patio in the nice weather. Give yourself a healthy reward after completing your habit. You can also reward yourself after completing a streak of days. So this is something that you can choose the time frame, such as every other day. If you do it 3 days in a row, if you complete 2 weeks, like you can do it, whatever will work for you. Okay, so hopefully you get the idea of the positive feedback loop and positive motivation. The positive feedback loop reinforces the likelihood of you forming your habit. We do things naturally that we like to do. We naturally do things that we like to do, give us pleasure. That gives us pleasure. Sorry for that. So sometimes those things that make you feel good, but you're not reaching your goals, then those are some things you need to look at versus the things that you might have temporary pain, but you'll have a long-term gain. For example, you have pain during exercise, but then you see the results that you want, the weight loss, you're more happy and you want to get out more and things like that. So some positive motivation, get you a worksheet. We ask that you have a notebook or something with you for our program, a binder. You can purchase a journal on Amazon or something like that. Identify 2 to 3 ways that you will use positive motivation with your habit. You can use your own ideas. are one of the examples. Just make sure it's personalized to you. We're all about personalization and, everybody setting their own goals and action steps. So after I complete my habit, I will blink. After I complete my habit, I will blink. After I complete my habit, I will blink. So you can put like, after I complete my habit, I will, if I do it for a week, 2 weeks, I'll treat myself to a massage. Or if I eat dessert once a week for 2 to 3 weeks, then I'll go and try a new dessert or something from somewhere with no guilty pleasures. So you can do whatever works for you. Lesson 6 is about goal relevance and short-term goals. So intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. So intrinsic is basically the motivation that comes from within you. You are tired of not being successful at losing weight. You're tired of bad, poor eating habits. You're tired of not being able to wear what you want, or just don't have the confidence in yourself. So you want to change. Versus extrinsic, someone else is not happy with your weight, or saying, like your doctor, well, you need to lose 20 pounds and you need to follow this heart healthy diet. And you're like, whatever lady, whatever man. So if we rely too much on negative motivation to make changes, we will be relying on extrinsic forms. So we're not going to rely on that. Now, if it's something someone says and deep within us, we want it as well, then that's different. So you have both forces motivating you to change. So we want to set our goals in the area of something that we truly believe inside of us that we want to change. And we are trying and we're just not successful. So we're seeking outside help and resources so that we can be successful. So if we really want to adopt habits and spark lasting change, the motivation needs to come from within, where you believe you can reach the goal, you can perform the given behavior, you can create the positive habit. You can do it. You really can. It takes it's not easy. Some of the habits will be easy because you really want it and you're physically, mentally, spiritually, financially able to do it. And some you might not have the money if you need money to do it. You might not be able to afford a bunch of fruits and vegetables. Somehow they seem more expensive than the shelf food. Um, there's always a way if you really want to do it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. It's going to take time to develop, and some things you're going to see like I wanted to try this, but this did not work. So that just opens a way in another slot for you to try something different, something that might be more enjoyable, more satisfying, and might help you reach your goals as well. Over the upcoming weeks, you will develop the mindset and gain the tools and knowledge that you need for full self efficacy as it relates to all of your health related goals. So you're going to have to motivate yourself. Take the time out to plan, whether it's meals, whether it's exercise, and sometimes in the moment it's going to work as well. Like, let's say you're planning to walk at 6 p.m. every day, but one day you get up early and it's you walk outside for some reason and it's beautiful and you just start walking, and before you know it, you've completed your workout for that day. All right, so lesson 6 of this week, second week. Intrinsic motivation. It says having a drill sergeant giving you orders and telling you how to exercise or what to eat can definitely be motivating. So that's consultation. However, it is not the type of motivation that will aid in truly transforming your health and wellness, health and lifestyle. So consultation is giving you the answers. Coaching is helping you find the answers for yourself. So I'm a wellness coach, and I also offer consulting to those who truly just want you to tell them what to do, and they do it. That is fine and dandy. Some people are tired of the strictness of having to follow this particular diet or the particular routine of exercises or going to the gym. There are so many ways. Like, fitness is just removing your body. You can be inside, outside, at the gym, at the park, in the backyard, inside playing a video game. Believe in yourself. We believe in you. Identify an aspect of your health routine that is lacking motivation. After you have identified 2 ways that you can increase your intrinsic motivation, identify 2 ways of moving towards completing the activity. So whatever it is that you want to do, how can you get there? How can you complete that task or that routine or that habit? So you can write that down in the next section. Ambivalence. I love ambivalence. Yes. Ambivalence is basically why you can and cannot reach the goal. You have the desire to change, but it comes with mixed feelings. You want it and you don't want it at the same time, just about. We're excited to make the change because we know it will make us feel better. But we also realize that it will involve hard work and effort. So maybe we have attempted this challenge in the past and we were not successful, and we don't want to be unsuccessful again. We really don't. Like, that sucks. So this leads to a feeling of ambivalence. I can, maybe I can, I can't. It's a state of having mixed feelings about a change, arguing for and against simultaneously. So we have to get past the ambivalence. We do. So statements reflecting a desire to change, statements reflecting a desire to change. So you need to change your talk to exercise would increase my energy level and not from I don't like to exercise. I will never lose weight. Turn that into I have dropped a pant size. I will drop a pant size if you haven't done it yet. I will exercise. I can do this. Eating healthy takes so much time. I could prepare food on the weekend. I will change the way I eat. First of all, speak life, speak positive. Second of all, just affirm it, even if it hasn't happened. I will be 5 pounds lighter next month. I am eating better each day. If you can do 1 to 3 positive talks, affirmations to yourself each day until you reach your goal, even after, that's a lifelong change, habit change. Something like that will help you reach your goals. Something like that will help you reach your goals, not just in weight loss, in all areas of your lives, because you're changing your mind, you're changing the way you think. That's one of the greatest habits of all. Becoming more positive, speaking affirmations in your life and speaking life. We all experience some degrees of ambivalence when making decisions. We usually weigh the pros and cons and attempt to determine the likelihood that the decision will lead to a positive result. That's like, for example, even if you're hunting for a job, you're going to end up choosing whichever one had more pros to it and more benefits for you. So we need to choose change talk. We need to change the way we talk, not sustain the way we have been talking. So be aware of your thought patterns and what you are saying. Pause is important. Even in life, if pause, if you're before you respond, just that 1 second can change the way you respond, whether it's with an attitude or not, or if you're just responding out of a habit. No. Your child's asking you for something, no, or whatever it may be. Just pause for a moment and try not to have your responses automated. Breathe for a second and let your being, who you are, respond. It's okay to have a small degree of sustained talk, but the goal is to identify it, preventing continuing sustained talk and turn it into change talk. So that's referring to saying you don't like to exercise versus exercise would increase my energy level. Sometimes a task does seem large, and that's when you can break that task down into little chunks. The most difficult challenge will be to change the habits that you have your entire life. It won't happen overnight, and it shouldn't. That's what makes it amazing because before you develop the new habit, if it's not working, you can always try something else. For ambivalence, you need to identify a situation or activity that tends to lead to self talk. So basically, I would say this as what have you been talking yourself out of doing that you need to do to reach your goal? So write some strategies or approaches that you could utilize to promote change talk. So that was using affirmations, speaking life, that's doing the tracker and saying, if this is what I need to do, this is what I need to do, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter the weather. I'm going to do it. I can do it. I believe I can do it. Changing that positive, changing that mind frame to a positive mind frame. All right, so we've come to the end of this week. If you purchase this week's class, you get a 15 free minute session on our, just go to Calendly and schedule, and we could talk about if you need help with any of these things, setting a goal, or if you just want me to hear your ideas and see what I think of them, professional opinion. If you're not sure, like if you just need help with anything, just schedule. If you have a question, schedule. If you want to speak with me directly versus um whatever it may be. So thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you soon. We'll talk on our next week's class, week 3. And good luck to you. You can do it. I already see in the future and you are successful. See you soon. Thank you again for all of your support.